welcome back to the program. And this is Morning Thailand, giving you the latest updates of the news for your breakfast as you're having your breakfast. Now, I have this particular case is very interesting indeed. The factories, I mean, we know that we actually produce a lot of makeups and supplements and medications and such. But yesterday, on the 11th, at about 11 o'clock yesterday, there has been a situation where the police went to one of the factories, quite well known too, according to the newspaper here, talking about how the factories, wealthy and growth factory. Wealthy and growth.
Is it in Bangkok?
Yes. Well, it is. It's in Lat Prao area. Have you heard? Have you buy anything from them?
I think so. Tell me more about that.
All right.
And I'll tell you.
So the owner, Ponpipat Tavarat, at this point has been under investigation because apparently the police said that they have found quite a few items that in the factory that apparently not supposed to be there due to the fact that this particular company is actually registered as a makeup factories, right, for the facial, so on and so forth. However, they deliver goods to the hospital as well. So there are some Botox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Botox, refined Nucerins, or other supplements that when the police found it, well, there's no indication on the label that has Thai writings on it. Everything's are probably...
Oh my God, they were imported or they were produced at this factory?
Probably the label are not really imported. Maybe the label is imported.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so...
That's great concern.
Exactly, and this is about 10 million baht, and this is just one factory that they found, right? I'm pretty sure that there are other factories for this particular company as well. Now they say that most of the items found is not even past the FDA, like are the ones that are not allowed to be sold right here in Thailand or has been banned already, because obviously some products do get banned if you don't pass certain regulations, so on and so forth. So this particular factory obviously is under investigation. Of course, the owner said that well, he didn't do anything wrong and he has the documents for everything. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not that's the case. But again, if you are actually into makeup and perhaps one of those surgicals for your beauty.
Be careful, girls out there, because a lot of beauty clinics have reduced their prices.
Yeah,
these days,
for a reason.
I'm not an expert actually. I just heard.
Right.
Like half the price.
Maybe you have heard about this.
Right, they got the Botox from this factory, might be.
All right.
That's
so what's the next news? Let's move on to our next news. I think we have...
Going down south,
Yeah, the one that you mentioned earlier.
Actually, I'm talking about the incident that happened at Gruse Mosque in Pattani province. It happened in Gruse. You have heard Gruse district very often.
Right, and for those of you who just came to Thailand and might not hear about this before, there are a lot of southern violence that happening here in Thailand. Gruse is one of the most prone violence area.
Right.
So what happened?
And the explosion happened yesterday. So after the investigation team have come into the crime scene, they found that the bomb was planted under the Payatani cannon model. It's a cannon model from the cannon, the great one, the big one.
Right, one of those that hasn't been used
in Bangkok.
And I think this is probably partially, I think they just shown a picture of a sign that has been posted by the BRN movement, because we are trying to have a peace talk right now down south. The authorities try to patch things up, so hopefully things will get better.
And the incident happened like 50 meters away from the mosque, and people were inside there praying.
But then nobody was injured.
According to the news.
Okay. Well, that's a good news, because normally when we hear about this news, there's always someone got injured.
The religious leader in the south have come out to ask for peace in the south during this Ramadan, this coming Ramadan month.
Right, because of course
I believe in July.
in July, okay, because this Ramadan month is actually quite big down south due to the fact that there's a lot Muslim population.
Right, and tomorrow the government has been preparing to talk another round with the BRN, which is, I believe, a group of separatists in the south.
Yes. There's
They
a
said
movement.
they
Well, they
already-
say that they will work together with the authorities. And
Right,
make
they
sure
already sent a team to talk to the people living there and got like both short-term and long-term proposals that have been put forth to promote peace in the region.
which is highly, highly needed. Right.
Right.
So I'm waiting for actually these updates. I have been waiting for a while, and I know that you have a lot of information on this particular case. I mean, Kun Tulip has talked about this, about the famous businessman that went missing, and we did tell you that we will give you more updates. Apparently, there's a shocking update. What
Right.
is it? What happened?
It seems that he was not alive. We're
So-
talking about Kun
Ekayut.
Ekayut Anchanbut, which was quite a well-known businessman in political sphere. You know?
Exactly, because the whole situation where there has been a rumor that say that they have seen the prime minister at Four Seasons Hotel.
Right.
That create quite a bit of a stir in, a lot of people say a lot of things, so on and so forth. And he was the one that came out with that information. And now I think you said that they say that he's dead. Well, claim
Right.
dead, because I think they're still trying to find the body, which is really confusing. So who did it?
A lot of things happened during 24 hours of yesterday's edition, because yesterday afternoon the police have held press conference.
Right.
And they're bringing the driver of Kun Ekayut, Santipap, the 25-year-old driver, which was alleged to have taken him down south earlier on.
Taking his so-called boss down south. Okay, so that's him, right? The driver.
Right, and earlier he admitted that the story is quite confusing, you know
Yeah,
that?
I heard that the story was quite confusing, that even the driver himself, when he gave the story, some people say that it sounded almost like it was planned.
Right.
Like, that he's thought about this, about how he would tell the stories and how it add up. But I don't know, what's going on there. But did he say that he killed his boss?
He admitted later in the day, like 8 p.m. yesterday, because in the afternoon he admitted that he had taken Kun Ekayut down south because Kun Ekayut had ordered him.
Oh.
It was the self-abduction plot. Plotted.
Self-abduction.
Right, plotted.
So he said that his boss was the one that came up with this plan.
Exactly.
And he went along with it because if his boss came up with this plan, obviously the person who abducted his boss would be the driver, wouldn't it?
Right. So his brief timeline, it happened on Thursday, right?
Sorry, I'm just going to stop you quickly there. I think that's his
Family,
Hun Ekayut's family, and he got really furious. And
during
of
the
course-
press con yesterday.
Exactly, and probably trying to I don't know,
Well,
have a jab on that guy.
Right. This is the footage from the security camera of Grata restaurant in Pradipat area, which Santipap claimed that he and Kun Ekayut had gone there for dinner on Thursday before he disappeared.
Oh.
And then they went back to the house, and Kun Ekayut told him that they're going down south.
And that's the black vans that they were talking about.
Right.
And that's the picture of Kun Ekayut left the van for a meeting, I think, with his friend. Now, I have heard from the news yesterday, they said that Kun Santipap, which is in a suit, walking around there, the owner of the restaurant said that he was acting a little bit unusual.
Right.
And he even missed the soil or the road that was supposed to lead to this particular restaurant on his way back, because apparently he left and his boss wasn't done yet,
And he
then
was on the
just came
phone
back.
most of the time.
Exactly, and then he came back to pick up his boss.
Right.
But he just kind of go over the road and kind of missed it altogether.
Which is
and he
not
has to back,
usual.
exactly, and he has to back down again and then trying to turn into the right direction. However, they have said that
And Kun Ekayut told him, as he said, to disconnect the security camera inside his house, and he Kun Ekayut took the hard disk with him. That's what Santipap claimed. But it seems that
I mean, come on.
because later in the evening, he admitted that he was the one who killed Ekayut with money as the motive, the 5 million
baht. Okay, but that's one other thing too. I mean, he has handled a lot of money before, and obviously, if he worked with this guy, Kun Ekayut carries a lot of money. And this is not the first, this is not something new. Why he started now? I have heard that the police actually come out and say that they found the guy claimed that they hidden the body somewhere.
In Patalung province. They got 2 other friends in Patalung province who help him digging the body.
Okay, so try to bury the guy, and do they find it? That's one of the speculation.
Not yet, because
a lot of people,
yesterday Santipap was flown to Patalung province on a helicopter in order to search for Ekayut's body. But you know what? It was pretty heavy raining yesterday in down south as well.
Oh, but that's the thing. If you don't find the body, you cannot claim the person dead.
Not yet.
Not just based on the alibi or obviously the confession alone. So I think this is one of the case that not only confusing, but is actually a very big case, because it seems like it's involved so many people, and there's a lot of dots that it just doesn't add up. You know what I mean? So I think we have to take a look further.
Yesterday we've got some voices from the Deputy Prime Minister, Kun Chalerm Yubamrung, as well.
So it was that big that Kun Chalerm actually has to come out and say something.
It was the first time, because you know what, Kun Ekayut was quite well known in the political sphere.
Yeah, but still, he's not a politician. To have someone...
And he was the vocal critic of Kun Thaksin Shinawatra and the Pheu Thai-led government. He founded a website, thaiinsider.com, in order to update the information against the government.
So at this point, that's why the government, or the political figure as big as Kun Chalerm, which is he's very outspoken as well, has come out and comment on this particular case. So we will make sure that we keep on looking into this case and give you updates, because obviously I would like to see whether or not they find the body too. So today, hopefully we'll hear more about it, and we'll tell you about it tomorrow. At this point, we're going to go for another short break, but we'll come back with more news, so please stay tuned.